This new ETF, brand spanking new ETF, came out today, and I wondered if it was interested to you. Because, Steve, you invested in Coupang?
I am, yep.
It's a Korean entertainment stock, isn't it? Something like that?
It's Amazon, essentially, of Korea.
Yeah. Well, could I interest you in the K-pop ETF that came out today? Lots of people trying to jump on the Wall Street trend of super niche thematic fund strategies for investors interested in K-pop. It's got a $1.2 million under management, and it's all based around how much everybody loves K-pop. Would something like this be interesting to you?
Does it depend on how many of the names you can pronounce of the companies that are involved?
What companies are involved?
I actually, because I wanted to look at that, and I thought, what's going to be in it? Because I immediately thought, Coupang must be pretty high up the top. Can't see it. Can't see it in there at all. You have to scroll down before you get an actual company that isn't releasing a plethora of just bands. You know, these boy bands that they're bringing out. But interesting, their top one is HYBE, which seems to be a sort of music company. Think something Simon Cowley that's just releasing constant different bands and things. But I went and I had a look at their revenue and things, and they're growing their revenue like nearly 50% year on year. Profit margin, net margin is 10%, so not massive. But I thought actually there's a real business in here somewhere, even though it's tiny. There's something going on. But number 4 on the list was Naver Company, which is a lot bigger. They seem to be much more of the kind of Amazon-y type global tech. They describe themselves as a global tech platform. But there's a couple of companies in here I thought were really interesting. One of them, I think the second one down, CJ Entertainment, that had that famous movie Parasite, which came out on Netflix, I think. So there's real stuff in here. I just wondered if, when we're talking about South Korea, because a lot of people are investing in South Korea, if this edge of South Korea was something that you'd be interested in.
That's one of the interesting things, is that the South Korea isn't actually in the VFEM ETF, but it is in the iShares version, which I think is EIMM or EM.
It's something along
one
those
of
lines.
the two. Yeah. But that does include South Korea, and I always think that's quite a big market to miss out, especially when you think, straight off the top of my head, Samsung. Absolutely massive company in there, actually trading at a reasonable valuation. They've got a boatload of cash as well, so I'd expect Samsung to go and do some business at the moment. They might be an interesting stock to look at. I think you can even have them in your ISA as well, because their primary listing is in South Korea. So it's an interesting space. I don't know if I'd be massively going out to buy a K-pop ETF, but I mean, is it BTS? That's about the only K-pop band. Is that
BTS?
Because I believe I read that they've all been sent to, because it's customary for them to have military service, isn't it? And I believe that the BTS lot are trying to get out of it.
That's good. I think they are owned by the top company, HYBE, but I'm not entirely sure of that one. I've only had 5 minutes to look through these.